morning, Dina. It's about 8 a.m. here, so I'm going to take you along my morning checkup on the garden. So I wanted to show you the squall because it's doing amazing. We've got all of these flowers now. Something we've noticed is that the squash flowers open in the morning and then they close at night, which is just kind of interesting. In fact, really, they close by the afternoon. I've got mostly male flowers on this guy. As you can tell, it's long and spindly, and when you look inside, it's got pollen. Compared to this one, she's got the lump. This will turn into the squash, and then when you look on the inside, that looks super different. So today, I'm gonna manually pollinate. I probably don't need to do this because we've got a lot of bees, but this ensures success, so why not? I've got a little paintbrush. I am just going to take the paintbrush, roll it around. Got a healthy dose of pollen. Then I'm going to take it over here and roll it around. Roll it around, get it in there. All right, we're pollinated. This should become a squash. Oh, and if we look right there, we've got a spider friend. I believe this is also a harvestman, though I think that might be someone I would call a daddy longlegs. I think the flowers are really beautiful. They're like the star shape and that vibrant orange. This guy was doing the worst, growing the slowest, and he seems to have recovered. He's growing up. Got another really successful one. You can see through here, that is a female flower. And not that she's opened yet, but these weird looking, these are all gonna be male flowers once they pop up. Let's see. So again, here's the female flower. There's what will become the butternut squash. So it's kind of fun. You can see the shape of the squash before it takes place, where it is actually grown. Like, that's a butternut squash, and look, it's the shape of a butternut squash. Female flower. So this one doesn't have any open flowers, but again, we've got another female that's gonna come up. And over here, we've got a male flower and a female flower. So the squash wall's doing really well. They're growing. They're climbing up. They're easy to take care of. The only thing they need a lot of is water. Squash as a plant should need a lot of water if you think about it. I mean, it's a pretty water-heavy fruit. And they're in these buckets, so they don't have access to the water table. You know, it's all of the ground is connected, so theoretically for the plants that are in the ground, they may have access to more water. Whereas if you're in a bucket, that's all you got. You're in the bucket. And I make sure they are really well draining soils in buckets, because the easiest way to kill a plant is by overwatering, not underwatering. Underwatering is pretty easy to remediate. You just add more water. Overwatering is not. Once you get what's called root rot, your plant's pretty much toast. Something kind of interesting about this plant is, one, I've got this dead thing that I'm just going to pull off. But here you can see the plant is healing. So it's split open. You can see it better there. Split. And down here it's split. But it actually has pretty much healed itself. You can see this is the only open part here. All this is pretty much healed. I don't know if this will become a problem or if it'll be fine. So we will just have to see. And I'm actually gonna come over here and grab my clippers and my measuring tape, because I would like to get rid of this little rotted thing. And boop. Oh, not sharp enough. Sharpen your clippers, Dina. It's extra hard when they're really wet like this one is. Come on. Doing the best we can. Okie dokie. Here are my tomatoes. You can see we got cherry tomatoes going. Got a cluster. And over here, here's my heirloom purple. Still doing pretty good. Now we'll go over to my golden zucchinis, which are doing fantastic. These plants, they're genuinely impressing me a lot. Their leaves are huge. They've got beautiful flowers, beautiful fruit. I'm a big fan of all these squash and zucchini plants. They're just really attractive plants. They're pretty easy to take care of. And they give you food, and a whole bunch of it. So you can see here, I've got some successful zukes, golden zukes. In fact, this guy is probably ready to eat. Let's see. Let's find out how big he is. I believe once they're like 4 to 8 inches, like that range is a good range for them. So, let's see. I'm going to go from there. So we're what? Like right at 5, just about? Think I'm going to give them one more day. But that's exciting. That's going to be my first edible squash zucchini, Dina. So that's my first edible vegetable. I've none of my tomatoes are ready. I know those are kind of a fruit, but whatever. My broccoli is not ready. My okra is not ready. So this will be my very first veggie. So I'm super excited. Yay! Okay. Now, also what I wanted to do, I wanted to come over here and measure this leaf, because this leaf is ginormous. Look at it. Here's my hand, which is quite small, but still, I'm very curious. So let's see. I'm going to go the longest, so I'm going to go from here to the tip. I realize maybe that's better, more accurate, but I just want to see longest possible measurement. So from that tip, we're at like 16 inches, maybe even more. Let's see. Here to the tip, we're at like 16 and a half. 16 and a half on the diagonal. I mean, it's huge. That is so like over a foot. And I guess, you know, while we're at it, we might as well see how wide it is, right? So a foot long and over a foot long, $5 foot long, and then about a foot wide. I honestly expected it to be longer than wide, and it's not that far off. But that was kind of interesting. Thank you for doing that with me. And look how tall they are, and look how thick. I mean, it literally looks like celery, Dina. When I look in here, okay, so that's a female flower. Look how tucked up it got, though. It is all... So we're gonna try and fix this. I may break it in the process, like I just did, but that's okay. It does mean we have lost this one today, Dina. One fruit down, but that's okay, as it happens. You can see I was not gonna be able, I still can't really get in here and get it, so we're just gonna call it a loss, and it is what it is. That's something kind of funky about growing plants is if you're trying to get food from them, you've got to be able to access it. And I don't really know how I was going to. So it's still on there. I still don't even think I can. I believe it's edible.